So I'm going to do a quick demonstration of what I call Hydregen on my SurRon. Just got my brakes bled. So my rear brake lever is now nice and solid. And we got it on, so we can rev up the throttle and that some rear wheel acceleration. Give it some throttle. And push on the brake. That stops it. How fast it's going. And that is pretty interesting when you look and see that the rear caliper hanging in the breathe. So what's happening there is the pressure from the rear lever is being measured by a pressure sensor right here in the brake line, and that electrical signal from the pressure sensor, which is telling the ASI controller how much regen I want. The big deal here is that that regen is based on pressure, which is force, which means you can feel in the lever how much braking you're requesting. Also though, in the front lever I've got a switch, just an electrical switch, and you can get similar action, and that is just an on-off, and the hydraulics are only controlling the front wheel braking, but they're also telling the rear wheel to give a regen force to the rear brake, not the brake, the motor. It's just driving the rear wheel. And this box right here is connected to the motor Hall effect sensor, and that is measuring the speed of the motor, and the amount of regen I'm getting from the front brake lever is varied by the speed of the motor, which is proportional to the momentum of the bike. So the faster the bike is going, the more rear braking I get from the front lever with a switch just on off. But separately I can control the rear brake by force, which is how our brains want to think about braking, which is how hard am I squeezing. Harder I squeeze, the more regen I get. Force modulated braking based on hydraulic pressure in the rear brake lines. That's Hydregen. Now with the rear caliper installed, we'll get a combination of hydraulic and regenerative braking. The controller I got from Green Line Engineering, and it was originally designed to have variable regen based on a Hall effect thumb throttle that's a position control, and that would go on the handlebar, and you could get any amount of regen you want by how far you push the lever. What I found is that really doesn't work very well because it isn't force. Your mind wants to think about braking force related to lever force. How hard you want to brake is how hard you squeeze the lever, not how far you push a lever that has no resistance. And that led to this idea of a hydraulic pressure sensor to control the regen that I've called Hydregen.